ribs in a pressure cooker.
Yes, sir.
Have you made that before?
Never. I want them tender, but I don't want them falling off the bone. I want a little bit of a give.
Yeah, definitely. And then you're gonna glaze it in the oven?
Yeah, so broiler on the bottom
Yeah.
with a little barbecue sauce.
This is the barbecue sauce?
Yeah, it's a chipotle honey. Tell me what to think.
I think it's good. I think it's nice and spicy. But normally when I think of barbecue sauce, you know, I think of it kind of like smooth and like viscous and
Yeah.
like I would puree it and maybe even strain it.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you for coming over, Chef.
Absolutely.